What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And today's discussion is surrounding about faith in people. And specifically, I always kind of like surround this in the stuff I watch. And recently, I've been watching maybe the end or the finale of the last season of Squid Games. It's a popular show from Korea that's crossed over from America that's been really popular ever since 2020. If you don't know what Squid Games is, it's a popular show on Netflix. It's basically they take contestants that are very desperate for money, and then they trick them to go to the show, maybe even kidnap them, and get them to be on a show with other contestants, very desperate contestants, to play kids games, but they don't know it's a life or death situation if they lose. So they play these games and they play for money, and it's pretty much last person standing. They have like women and men play these games, but they don't know that it's a life or death situation. And usually there's only going to be like one or two people left in this game, but it really shows you the depravity of people when they're desperate enough, and then shows you the worst of the worst side of people when they're pushed to the edge, and they have to do what they have to do, and it shows you the worst. And I have to say the last season of Squid Games, if this is the last season of Squid Games, this is spoiler free, by the way, it has to be the most gnarliest season compared to what the American version of Squid Games. I feel like the South Korea version of Squid Games is way more gnarlier. They show a lot more blood and way more violence. All right, like if they had an American Squid Games, it should be way more tame than the South Korean version, because wow, they show a lot more horrible things. Like I don't want to get this video demonetized, but they show way more effed up things in this last season of Squid Games. If this is the last season of Squid Games, they just said, you know what? This is the last season. Let's just see what we could get away with. Just FYI, if you are gonna watch Squid Games, there is a lot of violence. There's a lot of blood. And this last season of Squid Games is probably the worst. There's going to be a lot of scenes. It's just like, wow, I can't believe they even showed that or even broached that topic. But this season is probably the worst of the worst side of seeing people at their desperate moments. But I wanted to bring up this video because in this last season, this is probably the only spoiler of the season is the main protagonist and the antagonist actually get together, sort of like a Heat style, when they're in the restaurant going face to face. The protagonist and the antagonist of the show actually get together and have a discussion, and the antagonist tries to help out the protagonist, But at the end of the discussion, the main villain actually asks the hero of the show, if you call him a hero, maybe an anti-hero, if he still has faith in people, right? Does he have faith in people? He doesn't say anything, right? That's probably the only spoiler I have in this reaction video to Squid Games. Do you still have faith in people? Personally, working in the service industry, I don't have faith in people, right? Especially if you're working in the customer service, you see the worst of the worst. People just coming in, just being rude, mean, pushy, and you just see it on a constant basis, just seeing the worst and worst of people. Of course, you see the best side of the people sometimes, but you don't remember that, right? You remember just the rude customer just being pushy and mean. You just remember that, and you just constantly think like, man, I should just quit because I don't want to see this side of people every single day, because it eats up your soul seeing that side of people in the customer service industry, or just the service side of industry, just being around and seeing just rude people and seeing the worst of the worst, and it just eats away at your soul seeing that. But I personally think I don't have faith in people, right? I expect the worst of the worst, right? If I see something or see some person do actually some good things out of like good intentions, I'm thinking, wow, look at that. You know, they didn't do anything terrible that time, right? I think like I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm always pleasantly surprised when someone actually does something good at a certain moment. I think, wow, they could have just been total a-holes about that, but they were pretty good. So I'm always pleasantly surprised. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised even though I expect the worst of the worst in people. And thankfully, more and more people don't have that philosophy towards people, because, you know, society will crumble, right? If everyone had the same idea I had, having no faith in people, society would crumble. We revert back to animals, and we'd just be eating each other. But the main topic I wanted to ask you guys, even if you don't watch Squid Games, do you still have faith in people? And tell me why, and put in the comment section below. Also, if you watch Squid Games, do you think it's the most terrible show? You don't want to watch that because, you know, you don't want to see the worst of people. Give me your thoughts. Do you still have faith in people? Anyways, if you like this video, please like, subscribe. I'll check you guys out later. Peace.